Good morning, Team Elite Philippines. Super excited because, in this industry, skills is everything. Recruiting is everything. And when we joined Team Elite, I had a look at the lineup, the leadership lineup, and I've studied them. And I'm telling you, a lot of the leaders right here in Amara, Philippines, really have admired our keynote speaker today, our speaker today. So I want to introduce James. We met James in person when we went to Orlando. He's such a cool, humble guy. He's been to the Philippines several times, and I'm sure he'll be sharing his story. And James, we are just so excited that you're here. We've requested you especially to be here today. So let me introduce James to those of you who don't know James. You got to know James because he is a driver. He is somebody who was laser focused. He did the do. He's a top leader. He's done what he needed to do to build an empire in this industry. So he's one of the top earners in Amare, a presidential diamond, dad of two, and has earned over 850 million pesos. Okay na ba yon? Almost a billion pesos already. So okay na ba yon? Who wants to be like Mr. James Bradford here? Okay, so he has been a CEO council for over 7 years, top earner in all of Amare, investor, and has built international teams in 20 countries. I'm just so honored to introduce our presidential diamond, Mr. James Bradford. Guys, let's go. Let's go, Amare, Philippines. So let us, nasaan na siya, James? J-Beth. All right, James, we know where are you calling from today?
I'm calling from my cyber truck
Nice.
in Dallas, Texas. How are y'all?
We're excited to learn from you, the best of the best for sure. So,
Well, thank you. And I want to apologize. We had a schedule conflict today. And I have a team dinner tonight. So I got my times mixed up when I committed to this Zoom and I committed to a team dinner at the same time. So I do want to just ask that I'm going to be as quick as possible tonight. Um, and just kind of share some tips. I think I spent over an hour with you guys last time, and then the time before that. So I would like to be invited back on if we want to have a specific training. But I was told we want to talk a little bit about recruiting. Is
that's
that right?
yeah, that's correct.
Okay, good deal. So, well, yeah, my I've been in this industry now for about 15 years. My first 4 years, and for those of you that didn't get to attend my last training, I kind of went down memory lane and talked about all the crazy stuff I've been through, and I think um, I gave a short presentation on, well, relatively short, on kind of all the things that all of us as entrepreneurs have to go through on a day-to-day basis when we're trying to build our dreams. So what we can do is next time we schedule a Zoom, I'll owe you one where I'm in my office at a formal space, and we can do maybe a nice 45-minute training topic on that again. But recruiting is something I had to get good at, and it's not something I was good at in the beginning. As a matter of fact, I made $100 my first 4 years of trying to do this full time. Thank God I had a part-time job, so I was able to. Well, I had a full-time job, but network marketing is something you can do in the cracks of your schedule, and it felt like a full-time job to me. But I only made $100 in 4 years. Long story short, I went to every convention, every single 90 days. We had a convention that I went to, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to quite figure it out. And then fortune came my way when I got introduced to um, well, actually, to rewind a bit, 4 years, $97, and then I finally had a breakthrough. And I'll tell you this because I had a couple slides ready for you, but I've got my laptop here, and for some reason the internet's not working. I'm not sure what's going on. I think I'm gonna have to restart it. So I had to pull up my iPad, and I don't have any slides on my iPad. I only use it for meetings like this for FaceTimes. But fortune came my way when I met a guy at a gym. So as I reboot my computer quickly, I'm gonna just restart this thing, see if that helps. I don't know why. It shows it's connected to the internet, but it's not working. Um, what I did to get good at recruiting is I dressed the part. You know, I made sure I felt and I looked like $1 million everywhere I went. I acted as if I showed up as if I'm already a millionaire. And that's something that one, I have two comments that worked for me. One, I didn't make my network marketing business, I didn't force it to be something it wasn't. Meaning, I see many people that try to make this a full-time career and they get really stressed out about money because they sacrifice their job or they quit something in order to think they have to do this. So number one, you do not have to quit making money in your traditional workspace in order to do Amari. Amari is meant to be a part-time business in the cracks of your schedule. And even when you become a presidential diamond, guess what? It's still a part-time business. There's not enough work in a day that you can do as a seven-figure earner in this business to consider it a technical full-time job, because a full-time job in America is 40 hours a week. Well, I don't work 40 hours a week in Amari. I think about Amari 40 hours a week, but I don't do Amari 40 hours a week. There's a big difference. So I'm here to tell you that I am giving all of you permission and encouraging you to not make Amari something that it's not meant to be. So you have to let Amari work on its time frame. Now you can speed up the time frame by doing the right things and talking to more people and getting a little bit better at your skill, but Amari will still come at its own time frame for the most part. So one, don't quit your job and don't let Amari stress you out. This needs to be fun. And at the end of the day, what other plan do we have? Well, if I was willing to give my job already 20 years to maybe make some money and maybe retire, well, why wouldn't I give network marketing 20 years to become a millionaire when I didn't have a plan before? So we just got to change our mindset a little bit so that we can justify in our head why we're not getting the results that we're getting based on the time frame that we would like to get it. That's number one. Number two is we have to show up as if we're already successful. So as you're recruiting, you've got to speak with conviction and you have to show up as if you know what you're talking about. I'm going to dinner tonight. I have a nice polo shirt on. I haven't tucked in to my jeans, and I look like when I go out that I'm worth somebody talking to. So when I do start to talk to people and raise conversations, that they will take me seriously. Which brings me to point number three is that I don't go out to recruit, but I recruit while I'm out. So what happened to me was when I found my first leader after 4 years, I wasn't I wasn't somebody that um I wasn't somebody that built my business based on warm market, because my warm market didn't believe in me at any cost, and I'd already ruined it because I just what I call fire hosed them. I just said all the wrong things. That's okay. They'll always come back and join you later. They did. But my initial success came from cold market recruiting. And all I did, I got really good at looking the part and talking to people and using the FORM method, FORM. That just means family, occupation, recreation, and motivation, or money. Family, occupation. So, what's your name? Where you from? Doesn't have to go into family details, but you get it. Occupation. Is this all you do for a living? You know, what do you do for work? What do you do for fun? And what motivates you? What are your income dreams? Let's talk a little bit about money, motivation, money. So form. So that's just kind of a baseline that you can kind of go on to kind of get good at recruiting. Well, I went into a gym I'd always go inside everywhere. And I went into a gym and I met a personal trainer. He says, "Man, you look really sharp. What do you do for work?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, I'm in the nutrition space. I own a company in nutrition." And I said, "I guess you're a trainer here. What do you do?" And he says, "Well, I'm a trainer here full time, but uh, you know, um, always looking for more clients or whatever." I said, "Oh, cool, man. Is this something now we can move to occupation? Is this something you see yourself doing long term, or are you happy here? Or are you more or motivated for more money? Just curious." Oh yeah, man, dude. No, this kind of sucks. And then now he's starting to tell me that his job, he doesn't like his job. He doesn't get paid a lot. Oh, great. Well, if you're motivated for extra income, I know personal trainers. Now I relate to them. I know personal trainers are pretty motivated, and I'm always looking for sharp people to see if there's a mutual interest in what I do, what they do. Uh, always looking for good talent. So then he says, "Yeah, man, I'd love to chat." And I said, "All right, cool. Well, what I'll do is I want to introduce you to one of some of the leadership in my organization. Why don't we have a three-way meeting, just have an open conversation, see if it's a good fit? And we can maybe schedule that on Zoom or at a coffee shop or something here in a couple of days. How's that sound? Let me get your information and I'll reach out to you and we can set up a meeting." All right. So that's what I did. It took me 4 years to find somebody who liked my business more than I did. So I presented with him in a three-way, get your upline involved, and he joined. And this gentleman had a lot more influence than I did. So when we're recruiting people, we look for people that we call WHIPs, WHIP, work ethic, hunger, integrity, personal power. I didn't have that. I had work ethic, I had hunger, I had integrity, but you know what I was missing? I was missing the P, the personal power. I didn't have personal power. I didn't have any influence. So I had to go and find people, stay in the game long enough until I could find somebody with personal power that liked Amari more than me. I finally found that guy. Well, once he joined, he did a home meeting and brought everybody over. And I believe he had around 30 people in his first meeting. And because of who he was, a lot of those people joined his business. And that's when I started momentum. And that momentum uh, didn't make me any money, but it built a lot of belief for me because I needed one more leg. And then I just went and I started recruiting more. I got more excited because everything boils down to what we call the bear cycle: belief, enthusiasm, action, results. So if you have belief, you'll have enthusiasm. If you have enthusiasm, it's by default, you're going to get results. And if you have results, or you're going to take action. If you take action, you're going to get results. That's the bear cycle, BEAR. Well, probably within 3 months later, I found my second leg, and then I started moving through the ranks. And then the system we have edified me as an up and coming leader. And then I was able to do testimonials on the Zooms. I was able to start to train a little bit. And then people started looking at me as a influenced person. Now I had personal power inside my organization. Then I became a good upline, and now people are using me to not only do meetings for their warm market, but also do meetings for their cold market. And then that's how my career took off. So long story short, 4 years, no money, no personal power, nobody in my business, to finding a guy named Sean that was a personal trainer in the gym that ended up launching a leg for me. Then I ended up finding another girl. Her name was Raisha that launched another leg for me. And then I started moving through the ranks, and I made $58,000 in that company the year 5 and 6. And we had momentum. Now, that company was not a good company. Once I actually started making money in there, I realized that it was a broken compensation model. So then that's when I found Kayani, and all of us moved over to that company. And the same group that were doing about 100 partners a month, and we were considered momentum, came to Kayani. And because of what Kayani and Amari was, having an awesome product and an awesome system, we were able to do over $100 million in sales with zero handouts, all with the same small group of leadership team. We did that within 18 months. So Hopefully that encourages all of you a little bit to have a little bit of a foundation as you're going out and building momentum. But you just have to keep in mind, don't make Amari something it's not. You're going to be on Amari's time frame, and then you just want to use the three-way method. So you talk to the prospect, introduce them to the upline, let the upline that has the influence do the meeting for you, and then let the system edify you and bring you elevate you through the system. So that is basic recruiting 101. And that if we just do that, obviously you need to learn your scripts and know what you're going to say. You have to have your elevator pitch down. We all have those already. You should have them. And everybody's going to tailor that anyway, kind of based on who they are, their style. But essentially, that's the key to recruiting. And then we have the system to plug everybody into and letting the system build the momentum for you. So we just bring people to the system and then we let the system become that snowball effect for everybody. So that really is what I want to talk on for the 20 minutes. And I think because I'm limited on time tonight, once again, my apologies, but that is valuable information for everybody. I can open up for a little Q&A for the next 5 minutes and see if anybody has any specific questions, if that's what you would like to do. Otherwise, um, I think that'll be what I leave all of you with tonight. And then again, I don't want to train too many. I don't want to bring too much ammunition here, because at the end of the day, what wins the battle or what wins the fight, let's talk about Manny Pacquiao again. It's the 1-2 punch. Now, Manny Pacquiao is pretty unorthodox. He has a lot of weapons in his arsenal for all of you Manny Pacquiao fans. But at the end of the day, it's the basics that win the fight. So if we can master the basics, and the basics are what I just gave you, well, then we can start to do more advanced trainings later on getting a little bit more niche and ninja with stuff. But if I feed you too much information, you're just not it's not practical. Okay. It's all about the 1-2 punch right now. Let's master the footwork. Let's master the 1-2 punch. I'm a man. Sorry, I'm using boxing terms, but I think Manny Pacquiao is a Filipino favorite, no matter if you're a man or a woman, right? He's y'all's pride and joy out there, or maybe it's not. I don't know, but I'm a fan. So anyway, I want to leave you with that right now. So why don't we just open up for a little bit of Q&A and see if I can maybe give a few tips for the next few minutes, and then we can circle back on a Zoom again, and we can have a more formal with an hour and see what we learned here, see if there's any takeaways, and add to that. How about that?
Wow, that's a lot of great wisdom there, James. I'm so inspired by, like not having result for the first 4 years and then bingo. That's what happens. So let's head over to Jasper. Do you have any question, or Dre, or does anyone have any question? We have the best of the best here, so throw in your question. All right, Dre, Javier, I'm just unmuting you.
Hi, Brandon.
Oh,
Good morning
James.
here from the
James.
Philippines. Oh, I'm sorry. Hi, James.
It's okay.
Nice to see you again. James, my question is, for some of us, we are still trying to build a team, but how do you help your team members overcome their biggest fear or biggest challenge in doing network marketing?
Well, I'll tell you this. One, you can lead a horse to water, you can't make it drink. So this is all of you are building a market. So I'm going to talk to everybody like leaders, right? Fear is just I think, I'm a Christian, so fear to me is a demonic spirit, is what I like to say, not to get too, religious on anybody, but one, my first thing is fear is just something it's an illusion. It's not true. But then again, but I was also scared. So to add to that, I had a little fear. I'd never done anything like this before, but you know what I got good at? I got good at showing up. I was really good at showing up to everything. And every Zoom I had just reduced a little bit more fear in my life, just a little bit more fear. Every meeting just reduced a little bit more fear. Listening to every presentation and every 3-week call reduced just a little bit more fear. and I stayed in the game. I always say quitters never win and winners never quit. Well, you know what I got really good at doing? Showing up and being annoying. I got really good at not leaving, and I got really good at not quitting. So eventually, because I showed up to practice when practice was on, like this is right now is practice. Whenever it was practice time, I showed up. And I eventually just got less fear and more confident and a little bit better. And it just took me 4 years. I'm not saying it should take anybody 4 years here, but I'm just telling you my story. So anybody that's scared, just keep showing up, and set, gather, leverage testimonials and leverage your upline, and just get really good at saying less. Hey, I'm working on a business. I'd love to introduce you to somebody to see they're looking for good people. Love to see if there's a good mutual interest between the two of you. Can't guarantee it's going to be a good fit for you, but I can introduce you to the right people that are successful. We're launching a US based company out here in the Philippines. I'm helping them. I'm working for them. I'm doing it part time. And I just leave it at that. I don't answer any more questions. I just say, you got to meet, whoever that person is. You got to meet Mr. or Mrs. XYZ. Then you schedule a Zoom and let them do that. And if you do that, fear will come down, confidence will grow because you will get results. There's no doubt about it. So that's my best answer.
Thank you, James. So we'll let you go because I know that you're going for dinner. Enjoy the dinner, but we would love you to come back for an hour's training because I think the team's mesmerized with everything that we've learned from you. So enjoy your dinner. Thanks for coming today. Oh,
Thank you. And it's nice. I love 30-minute meetings because we can all leave with a great takeaway, digest the information, go apply it. And at the end of the day, if we can apply the basics, we're going to win. So I can't wait to hear some testimonials on the next Zoom. So maybe y'all can gather a few of those. If any of you had any aha moments and you have any good results from this meeting, I can't wait to hear about that on the next meeting. So let's make that a priority, okay?
all right. So I think, Jasper, did you want to say something? You had your hand raised before we
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
2 minutes.
sorry, James. Just quickly, with the wisdom that you have right now, let's say you're just starting now, but with the wisdom that you have right now, how are you gonna start the business in terms of prospecting? Who's you gonna talk to people? How would you
Well,
do that with the
you need
wisdom
to
that you have right now? Let's say
once
with just
again,
starting.
it depends on your influence. Do you have personal power? Are you popular on your peers? If you're popular with your peers, you can call them and say, join my business and pay 600 US dollars and they'll join. Pretty easy. And then plug them into the system. If you don't have influence, like I didn't, well, then now you have to get good on social media. Well, you have to, uh, do some social media tactics. Y'all have that training already, but then you have to get good at peak, edify, pass. Peak their interest, edify the person you're working with, and pass it over. I just trained you on that. So those are really your only two options. The other option is what I've already trained you on as well. Cold market. You have to go out and you have to meet people, shake hands, smile, build relationships, and see if they're interested in the business. Old school belly to belly. So those are the only three ways. There's no other way you can win in this business. There's no secrets. There's no internet marketing, paid ads. None of that stuff is true. You can't do that. It's not possible and it's not the thing. So
Thank you, James. All right. So we'll let you go. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Thank you, James.
likewise. Thank y'all so much. I can't wait to see you again.
All right. We'll see you. So don't go yet, guys, because we've got a
Sure.
few other things to talk about. So those are good questions. I think let's turn off the recording.